Imagine looking at the night sky and watching lights move into a precise shape. What would you feel? Scared or curious? That's what happened on March 13, 1997. Residents across Arizona witnessed an extraordinary event that would come to be known as the Phoenix Lights. Thousands watched in awe, wondering if these lights were from aliens or just a secret military test. Could it have been a secret military operation behind the spectacle? Or did they witness something from another universe? Were these alien UFOs? The Phoenix Lights are one of the modern world's biggest mysteries that remains unsolved to this day. Even with so many advancements in science, why are we unable to get answers? What is the logical explanation for these V-shaped lights? We may not be able to provide definitive answers to what the Phoenix Lights meant, but we will surely give you every detail about what happened and how this unsolved mystery might be connected to another universe. Before we get into this video, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Let's get started. The Phoenix Lights were a V-shaped formation observed in the southwestern US states of Arizona and Nevada on March 13, 1997. Hundreds, if not thousands of people reported seeing a large V-shaped group of lights moving silently through the night. Other lights were seen hovering or moving in ways that didn't seem normal. The sighting was observed by many, including ordinary people and military personnel, leading to numerous questions and theories about what really happened. It wasn't the first time strange objects had been sighted, but these lights over Phoenix were shrouded in mystery. The Mutual UFO Network stated, "The most dramatic series of sightings in Arizona in a decade." As news reporters counted the interviews from the witnesses, they all had one thing in common to say: it made no noise.
Spooky because there was no noise with it. It was completely silent.
No noise, not a sound, not a sound, totally quiet.
You heard nothing, absolutely nothing.
No noise.
But the question that leaves everyone scratching their heads is, what exactly was this large silent object seen on March 13, 1997? To this day, we don't have access to technology that can completely silence an aircraft. Isn't this a compelling reason to believe this craft wasn't from Earth? The Phoenix Lights grabbed the attention of thousands of people around the world as many eyewitnesses began to share their experiences and how they felt in the moment. One of the witnesses was a former Arizona governor who shared his experience of the lights, though not as an official government statement. Surprisingly, he had also been in the Air Force and was a pilot. He described his experience of the Phoenix Lights in an interview, saying, "Unquestionably, it was a UFO." However, this wasn't his official stance in the immediate aftermath. The governor initially downplayed the event, even holding a press conference where he brought out an assistant dressed up as an alien.
Curious now that unquestionably it was a UFO, which means unidentified flying object.
One of the families who are very close to the craft because they were at a higher elevation explained the UFO from a completely different perspective. They stated that it was a huge V-shaped UFO with no noise, and it had lights, but the lights weren't casting shadows on the surface. Instead, they described it as being like looking through glass.
You couldn't even hear the wind. It was so quiet. It just didn't even do anything. It just came through.
Now let's talk about the explanations given by authorities regarding this mystery. When the Phoenix Lights appeared on March 13, 1997, the Phoenix Police Department received many calls from people who saw strange lights in the sky and were concerned. Despite receiving multiple calls, the police did not actively investigate the incident as it was outside their jurisdiction. The main explanation came from the US military. At first, the military didn't say much, but later they admitted they had been conducting training exercises with flares in the area that night. They claimed that the lights people saw were likely these flares, dropped from A-10 planes. The flares can create a bright floating effect that might resemble a UFO. The US Air Force held a press conference to explain this, saying that the lights were just flares and that people saw the V-shaped pattern because of how the flares drifted and burned. the military aimed to calm the public and provide a clear answer. However, this explanation primarily addressed the second wave of lights that were observed later in the evening over the Barry-Goldwater Range. The Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA, and local authorities didn't have anything new to add. It's worth mentioning that the FAA wasn't heavily involved in the investigations and did not conduct an independent inquiry of its own. Do you believe this explanation, or were they just trying to avoid giving real answers? To take a deeper look into it, let's see what some of the researchers found out. When it comes to researchers and scientists, most of them support the military's explanation of flares. A few considered other possibilities, including natural and atmospheric factors. Some scientists checked whether any space events like meteor showers or planets could have caused the lights, but they found nothing unusual in the sky that night. Other researchers examined the weather conditions to see if they could have made the lights appear strange. They investigated whether any special weather conditions like temperature inversions might have caused optical illusions. However, the weather that night didn't seem to match the patterns and movements of the lights that people saw. Were these scientific inquiries influenced by the authorities, or were they hiding something from the public? Even today, multiple UFO researchers are still intrigued by the Phoenix Lights and continue to study what really happened. While the explanations given back in 1997, like the idea of military flares, seem to cover most of the mystery, new technology and methods keep people curious. With improvements in technology like better satellite images and more advanced data tools, researchers are re-examining the evidence. They're using these new tools to see if they can uncover more information or reassess the old explanations with fresh eyes. The Phoenix Lights have made a significant impact over the years and have influenced how people view UFOs. Since the sighting on March 13, 1997, the event has become one of the most famous UFO cases and has received a lot of media attention. The Phoenix Lights have also been featured in many documentaries, books, and TV shows. This has kept the story alive and increased public interest in aliens and UFOs. If we consider the impact on UFO research, it's considerable. Most researchers revisit this event to explore new theories and examine different aspects of the sighting in an attempt to finally answer what it actually was. The case has also been part of multiple discussions with space authorities about how we might be visited by extraterrestrial beings. Yet, we still don't have any concrete evidence of these unidentified flying objects. What's your opinion on the Phoenix Lights? Do you agree with the government's explanations, or do they seem like a cover-up? That's it for today's video, but before you go, don't forget to share your opinion in the comments. If you want to watch more mysterious videos like this, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.